King Jr. and where Dr. King stands in the 21st century, at the beginning of the 21st century, Dr. Lewis V. Baldwin. Dr. Baldwin is a professor of religious studies at Vanderbilt University. And of course, Dr. Baldwin, let me welcome you to the show today.
Yeah, great to be with you again.
And to tell you, Dr. Baldwin, how delighted we are to have you.
Great to be here.
And it's good to have you because we're going to deal with a topic that I think to be not only a topic that's made for you, but I think it's a very, very important topic because what we want to try to do today is to look at Dr. Martin Luther King and his relationship with the 21st century.
That's
and to have you to do so.
That's right.
But now, Dr. Baldwin, before we do that, let's have you to give our audience, and there might be a few people who might not know Dr. Lewis V. Baldwin from this show. I doubt if there are many but, who might not know you from this show, but give them some information in reference to your background, your education, and some of the things that were important in your life that eventually led you to this particular seat this morning.
I grew up in Camden, Alabama, Wilcox County, Alabama, which is known as the so-called Alabama Black Belt. I was born there in 1949, grew up there, attended the public schools, which of course were segregated at that time, graduated from Camden Academy High School in 1967. And in high school, I had an opportunity to participate in some of the demonstrations that were occurring in Alabama at that time, civil rights demonstrations. I left Camden Academy High School and I matriculated at Talladega College in Alabama. And I graduated from Talladega in 1971 with a BA in history and went from there to Crozer Theological Seminary in Rochester, New York. From there to Northwestern University, where I received a PhD in 1980. In 1984, I started writing about Dr. King and the civil rights movement. So I've been writing about, writing on that subject now for more than 20 years. I was inspired primarily by what I saw in Alabama and in Mississippi during the 1950s and 1960s in terms of civil rights activities. I was also inspired to write by my own participation because I had a chance not only to observe but to participate in some of the demonstrations and to read the works of people like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X and others who were involved in the movement, and that served as quite an inspiration for me to do my research.